Hey, hot hard rock fans, guess what? You're not very cool. And that's pretty obvious from your choice in music. So if you want to be perceived as having some modicum of cool, you should probably start listening to grunge. And if you need some history of the genre to better understand it, then fret not, because that's what this video is for. Now, grunge was a subgenre of punk rock that emerged in the late 1980s and peaked in popularity during the 1990s. The term grunge was actually a derogatory term used by Seattle music critics to describe the unwashed masses of musicians and fans. In fact, when people say Nirvana brought us grunge, it's more accurate to say that Nirvana brought us mainstream awareness of Seattle's grunge scene. See, prior to the early 90s, the major labels had little interest in a raw, angst-ridden rock music coming out of Seattle. But all that changed when Kurt Cobain appeared on the cover of Time magazine with the words, "The New Rock Messiah," written beneath his photo. Suddenly, every label wanted a piece of the grunge pie. And if you want to know why grunge became so popular, well, that's easy. It spoke to disaffected youth around the world who felt alienated from mainstream society. They related to the music's themes of anger, depression, and frustration, and its lo-fi aesthetic also appealed to many as it seemed authentic and raw. This authenticity is perhaps best exemplified by the music video for Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit, which was filmed by a shoestring budget of $2,000 and looks like it. But here's the ironic twist. Despite grunge's purported anti-establishment ethos, the genre's main proponents would go on to become massive global stars, selling millions of albums and amassing huge fortunes in the process. But despite its commercial success, grunge never really embraced its newfound popularity. Its musicians were uncomfortable with the attention and did their best to avoid it. Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder once told the New York Times, "I don't like being famous. I don't like all the rules that go along with it. I don't like how it makes you live." So bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and Alice in Chains retreated into themselves, shunning interviews, burning their albums, and generally acting out against their adoring fans. But let's take a closer look at some of the key players, shall we? First up, we have Nirvana. Now Nirvana was formed in Aberdeen, Washington in 1987 and consisted of Kurt Cobain on vocals and guitar, Chris Novoselic on bass, and Dave Grohl on drums. Their breakthrough album, Nevermind, was released in 1991 and went on to sell over 30 million copies worldwide. Some of their other popular songs include Lithium, Come As You Are, and All Apologies. Next, we have Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam was formed in San Diego, California in 1990 and consisted of Eddie Vedder on vocals, Stone Gossard on guitar, Mike McCready on guitar, Jeff Ament on bass, and Dave Bruzzese on drums. They released their debut album, 10, in 1991, which went on to sell over 20 million copies worldwide. Some of their other popular songs include Jeremy, Black, and Alive. Then we have Soundgarden. Soundgarden was formed in Seattle, Washington in 1984 and consisted of Chris Cornell on vocals, Kim Thayil on guitar, Ben Shepherd on bass, and Matt Cameron on drums. They released their breakthrough album, Super Unknown, in 1994, which went on to sell over 5 million copies worldwide. Some of their other popular songs include Black Hole Sun, Spoonman, and Fell on Black Days. And finally, we have Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains was formed in Seattle, Washington in 1987 and consisted of Lane Staley on vocals, Jerry Cantrell on guitar, Mike Starr on bass, and Sean Kinney on drums. They released their debut album, We're All in This Together, in 1990, which went on to sell over 2 million copies worldwide. Some of their other popular songs include Wood, Man in the Box, and No Excuses. So there you have it, a brief history of grunge. If you like your music loud, raw, and angsty, then this is the genre for you.